Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Hello, Kumo! Oh, this is space music. Hold on. Get this shit out of here. Yes, there we go. Hello! Hi, Lewd! Hi, Oliva! Hi, Glurats! Hi, Fallon! Hi, Matata! Hi, Toxin! Hello! Gura! Hi! Obsidian! Hello! Dear! Hey! Hi! Hello! My throat? Not really. I'm waiting for this Japanese cough drop that I usually take. Waiting for that to arrive. The music's kind of loud. Hold on. There you go. Hi. Cough drop Japan. Cough drop America. No, 9. Perfect thing to tune into. Hi, Hyperfood. Hello. Welcome to TTRPG Thursday. I actually stayed up last night. I stayed up till 3 o'clock writing the recap so that you didn't have to sit here with me silently writing it in front of you. I can just read it off to you and then we can do actual fun stuff. You wanna do fun stuff with me, right? Like, wow. Did I get in trouble for being late last night? Kind of. My roommate was like upset that I didn't see their messages. But then I told them that it was stupid for them to have tried to walk in the dark. And that they should never have done that. And so we kind of came to an agreement that both parties were wrong. You're saving your strength for today's awards show? I have predictions. But we're not gonna... I'm not gonna go over those until later today. We like sitting and listening to me. Aww. For real? All the winners will be bad? Yeah. No. But we'll just sit and watch it. We'll sit and watch it. Apparently their ads, the ads for the Game Awards cost like $1 million per minute or something now. I predict some people will be happy. Some people will not be happy. There may be a peanut upon the stage. I do not know. Exhibition 33? I think there'll probably win a lot of them. Yes. That is more than 4 pounds. How much is 4 pounds? Could you buy a loaf of bread with 4 pounds? I didn't realize. Yeah, you're gonna have to stay up if you're in Europe for this one, huh? I think I would. Actually, I didn't even vote. I haven't looked at the nominations. Is Peak nominated for the indie category? Expedition 33 would be in the indie category too, huh? Expedition 33 is gonna sweep. Yes, but the bread only weighs half a kilo. How much is a kilo? Is that... You have to... I live in America now. You have to give me stuff in like... Is it... How many bricks is 1 kilo? How many football fields length is 1 kilo? 2 pounds? Come on, you have no excuse. I know! I'm just bad at it. I'm bad at measurements. I have coffee today instead of my normal tea. Well, I asked my players if they would like me to draw them today, and one of them responded. Which, much like the old Facebook posts where they would say, 1 like and I'll do something, and then like their own post, I will be drawing them. Or at least attempting. The problem is they're all men, and I don't draw men. Often. I don't draw men often. No monster? No tea. What the fuck is a kilometer? Yeah, we'll talk some world building. While I'm drawing. Because I have some thoughts about some things that I want to include. Mostly it's like some faction things. I forgot the metric system. I know the metric system, it's just I've never been good at judging like weights. You drew all of us? Drew us near. Yes, I draw you. I draw you nearer to your eventual doom here on the radio station every time that you listen to my streams. One step closer to locking you up in the basement. Yes. D Street, hello, welcome in. Hi. We should measure temperature in Kevin's. That'd be an interesting unit of measurement. This room is so hot. It's like there's 8 Kevins in here with me. All sweating and breathing. Yes. Alright. I have a recap. Do you want me to put it on stream? I don't think I have a PDF exported. I would have to export a PDF real quick. Hello! Hi! Welcome in, everyone. You're listening to the Radio Mojave. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Bum 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 ba-da-dum. Bum 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 ba-da-dum. Bum 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 bum. I'm kind of sick of VTubers today. I'm kind of sick of VTubers today. We're just gonna talk D&D, I think. I give thoughts on I rarely give thoughts on VTuber VTuber nonsense, because the times I do give thoughts on VTuber nonsense, someone's like, actually, Kumo, you're telling the truth, and that hurts. So I'm mad now. Aww. Where's my recap? There it is. Excited to hear how the party's encounter with the lonely puppet creature went. You think they reached the lonely puppet creature? These guys argued for 30 minutes over a spot that didn't have a door. They argued over a door that didn't exist. You thought they were gonna get to the 4th room of the dungeon? Ha! Funny. Export as PDF document. Okay, now how do I open this in something that isn't Firefox? Yeah, I kind of broke my rule of discussing VTuber stuff. It's because the HoloLive this HoloLive situation's unreal. The HoloLive thing with the model artist and everything. I think I have an opinion on it that's not the general populace's opinion. And I ended up saying something about it on Twitter, which is always a mistake. Open with Microsoft Edge. That doesn't seem like a safe one. Open with GIMP. No, that doesn't seem safe either. Open with... Guess I'll use Edge. It's fine. Oh no, that's not fine. Let's not use that one. That didn't show up, did it? Okay, it didn't. Okay. How am I gonna show you this file? Open with GIMP? I'm going to open with the GIMP. Going to open it with the GIMP. The Kumo Goro situation is crazy! Send your opinion on Reddit or Twitter. What a ghastly mistake. So true. Oh god, wait. Is it working? Okay, I think it's working. No, it's not working. How do people show documents on stream without showing everything and their social security number? How is it? Okay. Nope, that's not gonna work. I could open it in LibreOffice. It just might crash. So let's do that. Libra. False security numbers. My social security number is... Okay. Okay. I'm opening it. Open. 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 Uppies. Uppies. Yay! Okay, it worked! 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 Alright, I'm gonna reveal this now. Wait. Accidentally closed it. Oops. Okay. This just seems safe. This seems safe. Bum ba dum bum bum. Bum ba dum bum bum. Hello, here it is. Bum ba dum bum bum. Alright, let me get my theme music out of here. Let's get my theme music out of here and put on dungeon music. Yes, perfect. Perfect. This is perfectly dungeon. Alright. Was there once again more VTuber agency drama? I wouldn't call it drama. I wouldn't call it drama. Oh, you can't see the whole page. There you go. Alright. Welcome. As you remember, or perhaps we're not here to remember, last Thursday we built or worked on a dungeon that my players had entered. I have a drawing of the dungeon. Let me pull that up. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, maybe I don't have a picture of it right now. Oh, here it is, here it is. Okay. Here it is. So we built this together, sort of. I mostly built it, and then you helped me add the cherry on top. Hello! Ohio, Yuki. Ohio. You missed part 1. You did miss part 1. Part 1 was literally the first room, though. They mostly just entered the first room. I can give like a really, really short recap of part 1. They entered the dungeon, got scared by a statue, stared at the statue and thought about the statue for a while, found a room with constellations on the floor, and then found a really big hall, entered the big hall, and had a fight with some skeletons. That was it. Yes. But we picked up last game with them after they defeated the skeletons. Yes. Oh, why isn't this moving? I'm scrolling, but it's not scrolling. There you go. That should work now. Okay, so this is my 51st session in this campaign. We have a drawing of the characters, a doodle of the characters, but we have 5 level 4 players. Sigmund, a human commander, Jasper, a kobold wizard, Sasha, a human inventor, Zach, a human fighter, or no, human cleric, and Reese, a human fighter. Yes. Yes. So, the large hall the party now stood in fell silent soon after the last skeleton had fallen. The bones, quickly giving way to dust and mildew, were a reminder that whatever had inhabited those bones long ago had since left this world. Cortez, which that you might not know if you're not one of the players or if you haven't been coming on Thursdays. Cortez is a ghost that has been haunting Jasper. Cortez asked Jasper about the nature of those undead, and he explained that whatever souls had inhabited those bodies were long departed, probably even before the skeletons had been created. Skeletons, he explained, were a mimicry of life, mindless constructs imbued with necromancy to appear sentient. Zack overheard this queer discussion and asked Jasper who he was talking to, as he guided the radiant wisps he had cast earlier about the hall, illuminating its sheer size. Looking about the hall and the rubbish equipment the skeletons had carried, a few members of the party silently recalled not just the tales of danger to be wary of while spelunking into dungeons, but also the tales of untold fortune to be found therein. The large hall they stood in had a high, soot-stained ceiling with several long since doused chandeliers. A few on the ground before their battle, now joined by an additional chandelier. The chandeliers held shattered orbs of smoky glass. Some emit a faint static when touched. Though the back of the hall had collapsed, there were halls leading west and east, and the sound of raging water came from the west. Reese recognized the lavish green marble that made up the floor wasn't local, and must have been imported. Most of the rest of the dungeon, including its walls, seemed to be made out of local limestone. Jasper pulled out a piece of parchment and began sketching the dungeon as the party returned to the entry hall to catch their breath. Zack guided one of his wisps back into the entry hall and left one in the great hall, so the party could see anything approaching from the adjoining paths that led deeper into the dungeon. As they settled down among the hall, Zack invokes the radiant aura of his deity, which bathes the area in a warm glow of ethereal fireflies. The group sets down their rucksacks and takes a breather, cleaning and maintaining weapons and eating snacks brought along for the excursion. While keeping watch in the Great Hall, Reese heard a skittering of several creatures. Taking the mechanical contraption that Sasha had made for the party and whirring the gears to life, it began to hum and cast a light like that of a bullseye lantern. Casting the light slowly across the hall, at the edge of the wisp's light, 3 dog-sized creatures fought among each other as they scavenged what they could from the newly fallen chandelier. These chitinous creatures were rust monsters. Though unattracted to the brass chandelier because they're not Kumers, they were corroding and feeding off of the iron bits and bobs among the shattered glass orbs. Reese recalled their love for particularly ferrous metals. Once a rust monster's antenna touched iron, it would begin to deteriorate. He informed the party of their presence, but no further complications arose during their rest. When I described him casting what is basically a flashlight that Sasha made over the rest monsters, I said they froze like raccoons when you catch raccoons in the trash, and their eyes glinted like when coyotes are caught in like a headlight. They just wanted some scrap metal. Rather than leave unsearched rooms behind them, the party decided to investigate the domed room with constellations on its floor, to the west of the entrance. The alcove room had a domed ceiling of green marble, and there were fractured veins that sparkled faintly like constellations on its surface. Circular grooves in the floor matched the patterns upon the ceiling. When stepped upon, the grooves thrummed softly, and the ceiling resonated back. The doors in this room were large and brass, and they had green granulation upon them from aging in the somewhat briny air. The doors each had reliefs that depicted a large, imposing, hooded figure in armor, standing above tall, spire-topped buildings, with 8 smaller figures shackled in chains around them. Most of the party recognized this depiction again as the Imperator. The door to the north was busting inwards. The room beyond, whatever it was, had collapsed. Stones and rubble were barely being held back by the bending brass. The door south led to a west bending hall with brass bands upon its walls, and the western door lay closed. The party postulated on whether the brass bands on the hall's wall had any arcane or mechanical use. Many members assumed it had been hiding traps. I, as a dungeon master in that moment, had decided that a bare hallway was probably not something that the old Empire would have. It would at least have some decorative something on the wall. So I said, oh yeah, there's a brass band that runs the length of the hall. And immediately everyone was like, it's a trap. It's a trap. It's gonna kill us. It's gonna kill us. Let's sit here and discuss this for 30 minutes. The room they came to be standing in, with its constellations, didn't have any traps. So far. It's definitely a trap. I need to unban the word trap. It gives trap. I actually don't know how to unban a word. Mods, if you know how to do that, I would appreciate you unbanning the word trap. Reese, Jasper, and Wamalapuni recognized the constellations as a star chart, and Jasper was able to determine that the stars mimicked the current constellations of their location, in the Margrave, on the exact date, today. Reese and Jasper, noticing the grooves thrumming as he neared them, began trying to roll marbles in the structure to test it. Is there a story behind how it got banned in the first place? People were being really mean to femboys and to women. So I just... it was like a weird month. So I just banned the word trap for the month and I never unbanned it. We love our femboys here. And our ladies. After some discussion and additional speculation on what the room they were standing in might have been used for, Sasha impatiently dropped a few dabs of his own blood onto the grooves in the floor. Out of character, the entire party was like, "What are you doing?" The grooves they landed upon came alight with an arcane light. Testing out the other party members' blood, only the magic users, Sasha, Jesper, and Zach, could get the grooves to react to their blood. Though the enchantment here didn't differentiate between the classic arcane and so-called divine classifications of magic. The party inferred it would take a lot of blood to fill all the grooves, and several party members suggested a theory that the Empire used to bleed mages here to feed some sort of enchantment. They were right. They were correct. Zack stepped into the center of the grooves, and they began to hum. He felt a faint warmth, but no other adverse or beneficial effects. The party then joked that he was probably being blasted with radiation and would die in 2 years. So he quickly jumped out of the middle of the circle. Hi, Lone Star! The party decided to investigate the western door first. After checking it for traps, they pulled the brass doors open. Reese stepped in. This hall was lined with the ruins of old bed frames and standing brass dividing walls. Pieces of broken wood jutted out from piles of debris and dust, like skeletal ribs. Line of sight here was interrupted by those dividing walls that still clung to life. A large pile of debris was stacked in the southwestern corner of the room, from which Reese could hear a slightly startled scuffling. This room seemed to conjoin with the southern hallway, which then led on, farther south. After testing that southern hall for traps, Zack found another door into this ruined barracks room and opened it. After taking positions at the doors, Zack guided one of his wisps into a pile of rubbish, and a rust monster jumped out, aggressive and hissing. It began to attack Zack by lunging for him. The party retreated away from the rust monster, with the exception of Jesper, who offered the rust monster a dagger. Managing to calm it and presenting the dagger like he would a bone to a dog, the rust monster took his offering and retreated back into its pile of debris. The entire party, as soon as it arrived, it jumped out and attacked. Everyone retreated 30 feet away. They were terrified of it. During this encounter, however, Reese had spotted some sort of valuable fur among the debris and urged the party to further investigate. Jasper complained that the creature was quelled, and further agitating it might end badly. But the rest of the party agreed that whatever fur was in there had to be alive or magic, and so they skirted out a second time. In a clumsy dash for the pile, Reese pulled out a wolf cloak that carried the faint scent of ozone, the smell of a magical dwemer. The party then closed the brass doors to the ruined barracks and left the rust monster be. They eat your gear! I know! They don't have anything really that valuable. We also did not decide to kill the rust monster. We just stole that cloak that it was probably using to nest on and then just left him alone. I put on some slightly silly music as they did the little dash for the item too. After identifying the cloak as a magical item known as a coyote cloak, though this one held an enchantment over a grey wolf's pelt, the party decided it would be best suited for the woodsman himself. Reese donned the comfortable wolf cloak and felt its arcane dwemer settle over him. They then followed the southern hall, the sound of raging waters drawing louder and nearer. The hall led further south through two arched door frames and also east, back into the Great Hall. The doorways to the south opened into a large cavern. A large waterfall cascaded into a causeway 30 feet below the stone platform the party now found themselves on, the ceiling 60 feet high above them. The roar of water filled this chamber, echoing with thunder. Beneath the wet stone walkway and into the dizzying causeway, the glimpses of copper turbines flashed between white surges of water. Hanging over the rapids and running along their length, metal wires hummed with energy. Occasionally, sparks danced across the wet stone as machinery made contact with the turbulent flow. Jasper, with his dark vision, spotted some glowing beetles about 3 feet in length at the end of the cavern, hunting for food on the churning surface of the waters. Beyond the beetles, there was a wide ledge at the cavern's wall with an anthill-looking structure, possibly their nest. A few beetle-sized holes decorated the stone exterior and nearby walls. Yes, copper! The machinery in this room was like nothing most of the party had ever seen. The closest thing comprehensible to most were watermills, though Jasper, Reese, and Homanapuni were knowledgeable in the levees and hydraulic engineering of the Runa Empire to the far south of the fringe. Sasha immediately pulled out parchment and began to capitulate and unpack everything there was for him to see within this hall. Jasper and Sasha believed this machine and the water turbines here were powering whatever the ever-present humming beneath their feet was. Reese stepped out onto one of the walkways, Jasper following behind him as the rest of the party took in the sights. Reese called out in surprise as he walked into something sticky and was jerked into the air with vigor. We got him. We got him. Remember when I added the cave fisher? We got him! They didn't check! They cavefishers! We got him! A cavefisher had caught Reese within its wispy filament trap. He was jerked 30 feet up into the air. He cut himself free and fell, injuring himself. With one well-placed shot from her arquebus, the party asked the NPC to shoot it and she crit. Lamanapuni killed the cavefisher, which fell 60 feet before splattering with a sickening crunch a few feet away from Reese, its white blood covering the walkway. Can you imagine telling the DM what you want your character to do, and you just hear this little got him? Got him! You've activated my trap card! Reese took a look over the cavefisher as Jesper scurried forward to collect some of its filament. Some of the beetles flew over to investigate and watched Jesper fiddling among the cavefisher's corpse before returning to their colony. He mused that it was predating on the beetle colony to the south, and figured out that the cavefisher, hypothetically, is edible. As you can tell, most of my players have been watching Dungeon Meshi in the last few days. Like 3 of them suddenly started watching Dungeon Meshi a week before this dungeon. He lopped off 8 arm-sized crustacean-like legs and bundled them aside to save for a possible future meal. Some members of the party looked at Reese with disquieting comments. The thought of eating the cavefisher, clearly not the first thing on their to-do list. 2 brass doors were on either side of this chamber, each across the causeway from each other. The party checked the brass door near them, identical to the ones they'd seen before, and slowly opened it to reveal the chamber beyond. Predating? Yes. Damage control hall. The small chamber beyond has 2 strange podiums, each with a green gem at their top. It appeared there were once 3 podiums, but the third has been obliterated. Only a pulverized crater of marble and scattered stone shards remained between the other 2 podiums. The rest of the room was bare, except for a long brass mural. Hold on, there's an Air Force plane going overhead. Okay. The rest of the room was bare, except for a long brass mural on the opposite wall that depicted dowsing towers across the landscape of the Empire in profile view. Jesper began to investigate the podiums and learned that they acted as control nodes for the copper turbines outside. The ruined podium seemed to have been destroyed from the inside, not from external damage. A burst of energy obliterated the podium. Jesper began to identify the exact dilemmas of the control nodes and learned how to speed them up, slow them down, and stop them. Zach noted this may be useful for later if they decide whatever machinery at work here needs to be put down, but the party resolved to leave the control nodes alone for now. Securing the brass door and checking them for traps, the party decided to take lunch in the relative safety of this chamber, while Jesper and Reese copied the large mural onto parchment paper. With the amount of short rests that my party ends up doing in dungeons and stuff, a warlock would be so at home. There's no warlock equivalent in Pathfinder, not really. There's kind of the witch, which has the same themes, but it's completely mechanically different. But if we were playing 5th edition, a warlock would be very, very powerful in this party. They were able to identify their current location via the Margrave's geographic features, but some of the features depicted were entirely alien to them. Triangulating known geographic locations and the current position, we were able to locate 3 other dowsing tower locations. One in the Empire of Gothia, near the current location of Scrystone Quarry. A second one in the Empire, near the current location of the city of Haldenrath, and a third in Morvale, on the current location of the town of Holland. This brought forth a spring of memories to Jesper and Sasha. They had found stairs beneath an old tree, awaiting in Holland. Ancient stairs that seemed to call them downwards. Could this have been an entrance to a complex beneath the town, similar to this? Eggly Dav. Sorry, there's a lot of words to read. I'm kind of tripping over them a little bit. As they left the damaged control chamber, the party scared off beetles that had begun to eat the innards of the dead cavefisher on the walkway. Sigmund noted that the beetles would probably overpopulate without their main predator eating them. Reese agreed, but believed the food chain in here would right itself, warning the others to be more wary of cavefishers that might lurk overhead. Can you tell which players have been watching Dungeon Meshi? It's Sigmund and Reese. The party crossed the whetstones with care, ensuring to look up for lurking predators, and made it safer the other side of the chamber. This side seeming to continue southeast along the water's bend. They stopped at the other brass door of the room. At 3 a.m. I thought I did perfectly with writing this all down, but apparently a lot of this is still in present tense. This room, we spent so long in this room. Checking this door for traps before entering, the chamber was similar to the previous control chamber, though this one a little bit different. It lay open to the south, the walkway outside curving in to meet this chamber there among some holes among the rock, where perhaps a door or gate was once secured. There is a collapse in the northern half of the room. Among the rubble are dog-sized tunnels. The eastern wall is home to a brass door. 3 intact control podiums stand whole, each gem pulsing in a slow rhythm reminiscent of a heartbeat. Touching one gem causes the others to flicker in sympathy. Noting that the chandelier collapsed in the Great Hall probably called rust monsters out of the area here, the party then spent a pretty solid amount of time wondering why the southern door was gone. It had clearly been iron, for there are rust marks where rust monsters had eaten away at it, and yet the western and eastern doors were brass. They spent a time here conjuring forth ideas as to why the southern door might have been not brass, but iron. Out of character, we spent 30 minutes. They spent 30 to maybe 40 minutes discussing this door that no longer existed, and which I just happened to decide, oh, I'm gonna make this one iron, and so the rust monsters ate it. No other reason. I just thought not all the doors will be brass, one will be iron, and the rust monsters ate it. But the players were like, there has to be some deeper meaning. There has to be deeper meaning as to why this door is iron. Dungeons and Dragons players. They're a different breed. They're Yep. The gnome in a bar scenario. It's the meme you see where like people are like, Dungeons and Dragons players will argue for an hour over an unlocked, untrapped door. Eventually, Sigmund opened the door to the east, which led into a hallway. He took the lead, and his gaze was drawn past the brass door situated on the hall's southern side, but instead ahead to a captivating view. The stone floor dropped off into a dramatic cliff edge. Holes in the cavern wall allowed thick columns of moonlight to pour into the cavern, illuminating tidal pools below, churning with sea life. Sea anemones curled and unfurled, breathing lungs, and corals bloomed, clinging to the side of the cavern's shores like mildew and mold colonies. A partially decomposed whale carcass bobbed gently in the shallows, attracting scavengers like crabs, eels, and occasionally larger crustaceans and fish. In the deeper waters, red kelp descended into the darkness like a forest. Beyond, above the waters, a wooden walkway had been built to provide access to a portion of the dungeon across the cave. Sigmund got the sense that this wooden structure was built sometime after the Empire abandoned this dowsing tower. Though out of place and out of time, the structure was incredibly impressive, even from afar. And inhuman. At this point, I forgot that Sigmund had a special sword. So here goes, aha! I'm going to unsheath my magical sword. And I was like, his magical sword? And then I remembered. He has a magical sword. Standing high upon the cliff, overlooking the waters below, Sigmund unsheathed his dark dwarven forged blade. And for the first time in his presence, the magical sword shined a dim, chromatic blue. The magical dwemer that activates in the presence of Sahuagin, Kuatoa, and similar monsters of the depths, ringing out in warning. Here be monsters. I forgot, maybe 20 sessions ago, he found a dark dwarven forged sword that warns you when Sahuagin are within 1 mile. And though Grindilo are not Sahuagin, it also warns you for Kuatoa. And so I figured I will rule of cool this, and even though Grindilo are not Kuatoa or Sahuagin, this is a perfect spot to end the session. So I had him unsheathe the blade, and it was glowing to warn him of the presence of these monsters in the cavern. It's so specific. Yeah, it was I think it was a randomly rolled sword. This happened in a good way in the Toho campaign you keep mentioning. One GM added a very silly young child Kappa character that helped us take on Yokai Mountain by inviting us to her hidden lair. Her intentions would very often explode, but we loved her, so she became an actual side character in the GM had made her just for that one session. Cute! When the GM is describing characters in a bar and the GM throws in something silly and players get obsessed over the silly thing. Oh, I see. Hi, we just finished the recap. So, yeah, I decided that his sword would glow for that. Because it's a similar type of creature. At the end of the notes, I try to include these if I have extra time, but it's basically extra information so that they kind of recall the important information that they had during the game. Like, this place has been mentioned a few times, so I made sure to re-describe it, and also I give them the information they learned about monsters here. Yes. But I really want to try to draw a little bit today. So I'm gonna put on some tea because that was 9 pages of reading. And then I want to try to draw. Yes. Kumo, the little Kappa character, was so cute. She's very crazy with her ideas and got a ton of her experimental inventions to take with us that all had hidden properties, such as accidentally exploding and causing 3 times damage to the enemy. That's cool! I don't know too much about Toho. I know about the characters, but not the setting. But I've always wanted to play a Conclave tabletop role-playing game. They have an official rule set. Making a movie or something? No, we're playing a tabletop role-playing game. All the yokai are cute girls is all you gotta know. I see it. It sounds peak. It sounds peak. Would Conclave map well to the Danmaku TTRPG? Well, Conclave has its own TTRPG books. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of them. I have them all. I had to look to count how many there are. 9 pages went fast? For me, it seemed like a lot. My voice kind of hurts from reading them off. My favorite part of the game, I think, was either them trying to animal handle the rust monster, or when Sigmund at the end got to reveal that there was some sort of monster in the big room. Oh, Rust Monsters vs. Warforged sounds so scary! It'd be like if Alphonse had to fight a Rust Monster. Melody, are you... you sound like a bot. Not making a movie. Alright, I'm gonna get some tea for my voice because it was kind of a lot. And then I'm gonna open up Paint Tool Sai. You sit right here, okay? You wait. You wait right here. Pat, pat. I will come back with copper wire. Just me, you, and my neighbor blasting their trumpet. They're being so loud right now. Ugh. Anyways, let me open up Psy. That you hear? I don't know if I have enough. Like filters on the mic that I don't think you're gonna be able to hear it. Oh, I'm having my Kieran lemon tea. Yeah. Kieran afternoon lemon tea. It's like my favorite. Alright. So, I want to draw some of my D&D players today. I'm going to move chat over just a little bit. I think I need to get better at setting up chat and stuff before I open my stream more often. It seems a little unprofessional for me to do it live in front of you guys. I want to get a little bit better at remembering to do that. Yes. You have instant coffee? Hello, Cerulean! Hello! Okay, let's see. My players sent me some references. Some of them have official arts that they've gotten too. Instant! Instant coffee. Well, let's see. I'm going to grab one of my favorite artists' art books real quick. Got it. Lemon is great for tea. You like to add lemon squeeze to your ramen? Whoa! Yummy. I like lemon on karagi. I'm drawing boys today. I don't usually draw boys though, so I'm not sure how it's gonna come out. I'm a girl drawer. I am, after all, a girl drawer. Boys. Let's see here. Look up what Nemesis from Resident Evil 3 the origin looks like, and that's a good example. Hi, Huffy! You draw a girl and then erase the Y chromosome. Okay, I'll do my best. Grabbing some books, materials. Okay. We're gonna start with we're gonna start with Sasha. You mean add a Y? Oh, yes. That. Okay. Chromosome, schlomazone. I've been given some reference images. Oh, I should change the music so we're not listening to this on repeat, too. Ba-dum-bum-bum. The amount of times I've seen that in anime is incredible. Drawing a girl and then saying it's a boy. Bum-ba-dum-bum-bum. Okay, now we can listen to the trumpet of my neighbor. How lovely. Let's put on. Kind of want to listen to the Dungeon Meshi soundtrack again. There we go. You can't hear it? Ah. Ah. Men are hard to draw. Just put on giant steps and pretend? Is it steps or scale that they go, like, up and down? I thought it was called a scale. Scale? Giant Steps is a famous jazz album. Oh. I see. This is the party, the inventor of the party. Suddenly classical guitar. Players' faces are so hard to draw. Oh. Listening to my voice is fun. Flirt. Hentai. Pervert. Pervert. do you ever do constructions first? Like this sort of thing? That? I try to start with the face first. Hi, Wingnut. I don't know if this character... He has an official art. I can pull it up. It's gonna make my art look really bad, though. Hold on, let me pull it up. The player had this commissioned. He's human, he's just cursed. I need to give him more of a square jaw if I want to match that art, though. Huh? Consider a career using... What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Boys are so hard, what the heck? No hating? I'm not hating, I'm not hating, I'm not hating, I'm not hating. I'm not hating on my art. Promise, I'm not. I think it would help if I did a different pose compared to his reference art. Yes. Hang on. You like my Christmas outfit? Let's see. I was gonna do straightforward, but now I'm wondering if that's even a good idea. I was gonna have him do straightforward with the Edgeworth, like, fingers on his forehead. You know? When Edgeworth is like, he's like... This is why I like to do the eyes first. I don't know that I'm as excited as everyone else for the Game Awards. I'm curious into finding out what that stupid thing in, like, down the street from me in the Mojave is. Nothing, thank you. They put a stupid in the Mojave or whatever for. It's like this really big, like, demon-looking thing. And a lot of people were like, oh, it must be, the next Diablo DLC. But a lot of people are saying that it looks like the Divinity's new symbol. Do I want a construction reference? No, not really. I should be good without it. taking longer than usual because I usually draw girls. It's probably not going to be anything interesting that you're that interested in, but you kind of want to be there for live watch parties anyway. That's kind of my feelings too. Yay, your tear's done! I'm drawing one of my D&D players. Doesn't usually draw men, so have patience with me. Yeah, I'm drawing a boy. Crazy, right? stream, boy on stream. What the? What the? Yahoo! Boo to me. Now you're saying boo. Don't boo me. Ganbatte. Arigatou. Thank you. My player has a lot more of an angled chin in their art references than in their official art that was made. He looks handsome. Well, yeah, boys have to be handsome, you know? Especially D&D character boys. I think he's handsome, canonically. I think so. It's Maring's character, by the way. This is Maring's character. I can't draw boys! Don't know what you're talking about. has that like greaser like hair that comes up and out of nowhere. No, not a bald spot. He has like the greaser hair that like sort of dangles. Not a bald spot. They didn't really do it as well on here, but all of the players' reference images have like the dangly hair. Yes. I'm trying to be a better artist. Manly Hoge, exactly. Kind of like that Prince type haircut. I think this character is disciplined in life for the most part. Perpetually disappointed. The song is from Dungeon Meshi. Hmm. Hairlines, huh? Hmm. Ah. Ah. How fast do you think you could schedule a character if I was on a time limit? I'd get nervous and then I wouldn't be able to do it as good as I could have. So not very well, I don't think. Hmm. You just sketch a character in 2 seconds, but it wouldn't be a good one. Yeah, exactly. Me too. There you go. You can't draw. You can learn. You can learn. I've been learning. It's definitely a learned skill. Yes. Attention span goober. Ma. Ma. Not sure what solution I have for that. It's a good one. I think this one was like dizzying combat or something. Dizzying battle. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, a little fish necklace. I'll do better details later. I just want to get sketches out. you for the follow. There you go. Hello, hello. That looks cool. Thank you. Yay! This one is Sasha. Woohoo! It does have like orange bits about his hair. I'm not gonna worry too much about it right now, but yes. I'm pretty happy with it. I think one of the eyes is a little too large, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with it too. Yeah. I was gonna run to the bathroom if it's okay. And then I'll do the next character. Yeah, one of them kind of grimacing. He's kind of like grimace shaking a little bit. Yes. I'll be right back, okay? got a little more tea. I did not invent piss tea. I got more tea. Why are you like this? Alright. What should I draw next? I have hold on, I have little doodles of them. We can use to judge. Who should I draw next? Ignore the two down there. I'm not drawing the NPCs today. What color? What color tea? Or what color? I'm not answering the latter. Not answering the latter. Jasper? Oh god. I'm not gonna be good at drawing a kobold. We already did Sasha. Sasha's right here. Lemon tea. My favorite. I got them in like really big gallon bottles. They're not like milk gallons, but they're like tall bottles. You didn't even realize it was Sasha because you're dumb? Silly boy. Okay. Type 1 for Jasper, 2 for Sigmund, 3 for Reese, or 4 for Zach. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Oh boy, okay, I guess I'm drawing a kobold. Okay, alright, we're drawing a kobold. Luckily, he has an official art as well, so I can kind of reference that, but I think it's a little more D&D kobold than my kobolds. My kobolds are very Moomin core. I hope he doesn't think I'm bastardizing the character. This is his official art, though. Neat, right? We'll put him over here. Okay. Kobold. Kobold time. Somewhere between a lizardman and a Noah. Yeah, we would hope. Let's see. I don't know if I've ever drawn a kobold before. I'm using paint to sigh. Hello, Mr. Blue. I've never even drawn a furry before. I'm kind of out of my element here. Okay. Just gonna do my best. Starting my furry arc today. Yep. 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 Skipping early furry stages straight to the scaly. Yep. 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 Oh god. Oh god! Why am I doing a, like, head on? Why am I making him look towards the camera, too? It's such a... This is a mistake. This is a mistake. Oh god. Kobold front face. And the kobold stares forward, because when it sees you, it sees you. It looks like a deer creature right now. God, when you hit him with the kobold stare, with I'm so sorry, it's gonna end up looking furry. I've never drawn a furry before in my life, but it's gonna end up looking like a furry. Uh... 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 Maybe it will come together? I don't think it's going to come together! Okay, hold on, I have to think about this. Could you even go wider, like Toothless? I have to... Hold on. Hold on, I have to think about this. I need a professional furry to tell me what not to do. Google is so filled with AI, it's so bad. Okay. It's not supposed to look like a furry, okay? It's kobold. Hold on, I kind of like what we're doing. Hold on, I might be on something. Just hold. We might be on something. You might be on something here, hold on. Yeah, I kind of like how it's looking like a Jerlo. Not your dad? No, it's not my dad. No. I don't know what my dad looks like. He left when I was little. Are you my dad? Looks like a cat deer creature thing. What have I done? What have I done? Even vertical pupils will instantly remove the deer allegations. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. It's more like a cat now. I'm not against. Deer! Deer! I don't know, this is just random chat. Chat on your forehead. Deer! A doe! A female deer! Deer. A female deer. Oh, I've never drawn lizards or anything before. Ringy? Well, it still looks okay. The side by side. The side by side! Can we keep this cat? Can we? I think they do have furred ears though. What is this abomination? What is this abomination? This is abomination. I hate it. Thanks. I hate it. Can't draw kobolds, dude. I'm gonna retry. I'm going to retry. Let's see. I wonder if my favorite artist has ever drawn a kobold before. We've drawn a lot of dragons. Maybe I should just draw it similar to how they draw dragons. My brain levels are increasing! Alright, let's try this. I'm probably gonna make something scaly now. Oh no. Please hold. I'm leveling up my scaly abilities. I don't want it to be at the same angle as his reference though. Hold on. I'm searching the archives. Kobolds are just dragon bones with downs? That's... You can't see that. I shouldn't have read that out loud. Yeah, my favorite artist draws a lot of dragons. This, for example, is one of their drawings. So, I think I could probably do something like that. I'm learning how to draw like kobold. Snout reveal. I sent you my I sent you my snout. Why aren't you responding? Why aren't you responding? I sent you my snout. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna try to do it my way, and then I'm not gonna worry about it looking like a furry. Let me just try to do this in a way that I think I can. If I can't, then we can just make fun of me afterwards, okay? Bum 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 bum. Bum bum ba dum bum ba dum. Kick some door like an unhinged male jumping spider. I ran her as fast as I could. Did I miss anything important? You missed my descent into furry culture. I'm cultured now. Yes. I fear things will never be the same. No, that's not true. We're very different, spiders and furries. We're like super different. Don't say that ever again. Catching Nate Kumo stream live is lucky, but a tabletop role-playing stream on top of that. I think those Sherpa ones are helping too. Hello. I'm much happier with it so far now. Ah, Biodiva! The reference has an eyeliner, like, yeah, it does. I'm glad you like it. Trying to decide because he has fins. Trying to decide how to include those. Oh, hey! My favorite artist has actually just drawn a kobold, it looks like. Hold on, let me show you. Look at him. That's pretty cute. It's kind of how I imagine them. I'm gonna put him on the side, just as a little reference. Oh. There you go. Okay. Fluffy, yeah. Hmm. Okay. Kind of looks like a Vaporeon right now. I hate bringing that up, but it kind of does. Oh no! maybe we are just cooking. I'm not sure yet, so we'll know soon. I assure you I'm not a furry. I assure you I'm not a furry. I assure you I'm not a furry. I promise. Furry commissions are opening in the next few days. Yeah, no. guess. Because I first might somewhat be good at this now that I've just let my instincts take over. It kind of scares me. Oh no. Look at the envious cat in the background. What have I done? What have I done? He's gonna have a sharp little tooth here, right? Gotta give him a little tooth. Should probably put an eye over there, huh? What the? There you go. Nah. Okay. A million years later, I'm done. Hello. I'm a furry artist now. That was my arc this stream. Didn't you know that's my arc? That's my character arc this stream. Yep. Glad we sorted that out. It's important to have an arc. I think so. See if I can pull this off now. There we go. Yay! I had to paint it in order for me to be able to do that. not too bad, right? I'm actually quite impressed with myself. Holy shit. Like, I won't give up my day job, but damn. I could take some kobold commissions. Right? I'm just gonna put his coat on. He's got a classy little coat. I like that Sasha's completely unpainted and then Jesper's like fully painted. Ah. There you go. No, I love Sasha. I love Sasha a lot. I love him a bunch. All of them have their little nubs. There you go. Three kobolds in a trench coat. Just one kobold in a trench coat. Jesper! Yeah! Nice! He's a cute little guy! Just a little dude. Ugh. was gonna run to the bathroom and then we can do the next one. I guess now it would be 1, 2, and 3 for the vote. Look, they're all coming together. I should probably paint the others too. Alright, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. You think about which one you want me to do next. Sigmund, Reese, or Zach. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Hello, I'm back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You want me to draw Reese next? Number 2? Reese actually has a face, like a face actor. Like he... Like, they have like an actor that he decided that he looks like. Yes. I can do him next. Cause you like the name? Okay, we'll do Reese next. He's got a much broader head structure than everyone else. the beard though. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. What's the OC tragic backstory? I think this is the one character in my party that actually has a tragic backstory. Wait, no! Sasha has one too. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. Sasha has one. Did you see the other ones, Alice? Hello. Welcome in. I'm drawing my party right now. Yes. I'm on my furry arc, apparently. Yeah. Oops. Alice is like a super, super good artist. Whenever I see her stuff, she's like, here's just a little doodle that I did today. And it's like, holy moly. Whoa. I bet like 5 people like spank banked to that drawing. And she just called it a doodle. Very, very impressive. You need to get better at drawing so you can world build better. I mean, you don't need to, but... Hello, Death Glitch! references have this sort of eye style. Let's see. Your first video game crush was Muffet? Is she the spider girl from that one game? Undertale. Yeah, Undertale. That's the one. Yes. Muffet was a fan character that was added? Cool. I don't really know anything about Undertale. He's got a big, big beard. And he had a nose, but most of it has been. he took a permanent injury in one of the sessions, so this guy's got half of his nose missing. Yes. The lizard? Fat... What? I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know. All of the players just have interesting hairstyles. This guy's Reese. He's kind of like... The player's a Fujoshi, so he's kind of like a lumberjack meant for Fujoing out. Over. Mm-hmm. Yes. He is kind of hipster, I guess. Oh no, I've been drawing on the wrong area. Ah! Ah! There you go, now I see some layer. He's an object for rotten girls, yes. Precisely. God, I hate my art style. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Global supremacy. Currently, I hate it. Currently, I hate it and I want to die. I have to take off my sweater, it's getting hot. Okay. Glad I'm not good at drawing men. You pretend they're girls and it works out? How? How? Hmm. Reminds you of of boy band characters from Gravity Falls who didn't know how to drink water from a glass. That's funny. Okay. I never finished that show. Hmm. Blah. Why is there so hard? How did I draw this over here? Yeah? There's a dot over there. I'm also starting to get hungry. I might need to break for lunch soon. Your first meeting of Burger King? I haven't had Burger King in forever. The Raider he has a scar on his face kind of reminds me of a hawk from Dragon Age 2. Oh, the SpongeBob meal? They have those? I want a SpongeBob meal. That sounds nice. I'd like a SpongeBob meal, please. Mm-hmm. Wait, it's yellow? I don't want it anymore. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I'll get better at drawing men one day. Today is not the day, but one day it'll happen. Yes. Yes. There you go. I tried. I tried. There's quite a bit of effort put into it, but I don't like it. Hi, Gander! I think I would do better if I was not hungry. Yes. It looks wrinkly, but that's not what I wanted. Well, that's it for today, I think. For drawing. Stretch, stretch, stretch. It's okay if you like it, I don't like it. I'm much happier with Jasper. Yeah. I think, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a lunch break, and then I'm gonna be back for the Game Awards. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna eat, though. I might run out and grab something. Yeah. So I'm gonna be back in 1 hour. So I'll see you then. Yeah? Thank you for hanging out with me, huh? I think we could have issues with sound, like music copyrights on YouTube. So I'm just gonna do the Game Awards stream on Twitch. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe over on Twitch. You're gonna be asleep by then? Okay, get good rest, okay? For now, I'm gonna go eat. Bye, big bro. Bye, Alice.